It is NorCal against SoCal as the Oakland Roots and San Diego Loyal meet for the very first time this season. From Laney College in Oakland, California, alongside USL veteran Ricky Lopez-Espin, I'm Joe Malfa, and we're excited to have you along for the evening on ESPN Plus as these two teams renew a rivalry that very quickly blossomed in 2021. Let's take a quick look at the standings here in 2022 before we take a trip down memory lane. And right now, everything turning up San Diego. They lead the way 5-1 to begin the season. No signs of slowing down either.
No signs of slowing down. They are on a roll, and they're just full of confidence, and they expect that confidence to come into Laney College tonight, and Coach Donovan's side is going to be full and ready to go. And
then on the bottom half, the Oakland Roots right now, a team with just 2 points, but playing much better than that record would indicate, and hoping that tonight against an opponent they had a lot of success against in 2021, they can get things on the right track. Ricky, you and I had a chance to call a number of these matchups last year between San Diego and Oakland, and let's take that trip down memory lane, shall we? Each one better than the last.
And they just have so much talent on both sides, whether it's San Diego Loyal, whether it's the Oakland Roots, and they always go head-to-head. They want to have the rights for California. They want to have a little bit of bragging rights. You see there, Oakland has had the better of the play. Result-wise, talking against San Diego Loyal, and look at this goal. Johnny Rodriguez, probably the goal of the year for me. Incredible. Obviously, we don't see him today, but it's going to be really interesting to see how this game plays out tonight.
And Oakland, that 4-3 win in October, that's what helped keep them alive in the playoffs. It was a 90th minute penalty kick goal to keep them in good graces. Now, plenty of goals being scored right now by Kyle Vassell, who was just on an absolute tear for San Diego.
Yeah, 4 goals in his last 3 games. For a striker, confidence is everything. He's big, he's fast, he's good with his feet. You look for him to get in dangerous positions and ask a lot of questions of the Roots and their back line. And if I'm a Loyal fan, I want him in and around that box with a lot of service and a lot of combinations with the players around him.
Once you get one, they start coming quickly as a goal scorer, and he has 4 in his last 3 matches. Now, on the other side for the Oakland Roots, again, don't be fooled by that 0-3-2 start. They are hanging in there with the best of the best right now. Draws in back-to-back matches against New Mexico and Tampa Bay.
And it's 2 draws against really good opposition where they feel like they actually deserved more. Results have been tough, but like Coach Garrett said, it is a process. When you work hard, you buy into the philosophy, and the results will come. This team has talent, no question about it. With the work-right mentality and their hard work, look for them to get their 3 points tonight against a high-flying Loyal side.
Should be a lot of fun. On Dollar Beer Night in Oakland as well, so plenty of atmosphere to be expected from the fans. Juan Guerra stopped short of calling this a must-win game because a little bit too early in the season, but it's getting closer to that territory for the Oakland Roots, while in-state rival San Diego Loyal will try to push them further down the depths of despair. It's NorCal versus SoCal next on ESPN+.
It doesn't matter how hard you play, practice, or compete, as long as you do it together.
1, 2, 3, party!
That's why Anthem Blue Cross and Oakland Roots teamed up and took on food insecurity, improved physical and mental health through coaching clinics and mental health panels, and spoke out for social justice. We're committed to continuing our work to improve the lives and health of our community together. Visit oaklandroots.com/anthem to learn more.
I'm really excited to be a part of EBCE because of all the opportunities it'll offer me to save money.
I was surprised to find out that I could actually have a choice about where my energy comes from.
Thanks to EBCE, our kids are going to have a clean planet to live on when they're older.
I need the power to work in my studio. Of course, I'd love to be able to use more renewable energy.
We now have choices, and I'm happy to choose East Bay Community Energy as my source for local clean power.
Oakland first, always. But what does that mean? That means giving the town everything so that the town can give it back. It's a family affair out here, and it's all eyes on we. See you soon, family.
Tonight's match is presented in part by Anthem Blue Cross, User Testing, Credit Karma, UCSF Benioff Children's Hospital, and Coca-Cola. starting lineups are brought to you by Anthem Blue Cross. Anthem is transforming healthcare by improving the health of our local communities. Here is how Juan Guerra sets up Oakland.
And it's all about Jose Fernandez and Matias Pastore in that middle of the field. The relationship is going to be extremely important. One goes, one stay, and have the balance throughout Coach Guerra's side.
And on the other side for San Diego, Loyal and Landon Donovan, not too much turnover. We actually expected more.
Yeah, and it's all about Colin Martin. Sitting in that middle pivot, Guido's going to be able to roam. His relationship between him and Vassell is going to be extremely important for Coach Donovan's side.
Teams are out there ready to kick this one off. Malik Badawi, the man in charge of this match. Here is Kyle Vassell looking to extend his streak right now. 4 goals in 3 matches for San Diego. And here we go from Oakland, California, with the Roots from left to right in the black and San Diego from right to left in the white. Kickoff is presented by User Testing, real-time feedback from real customers wherever you work. Visit usertesting.com to learn more. This is the 3rd game in that back 3 system for the Oakland Roots. They felt the switch was necessary ahead of the New Mexico match. They've produced 2 hard-fought draws against 2 of the top teams in the league since they made that switch. And it was a switch that Juan Guerra said he had to make on short notice. They only had 1 day of training before that New Mexico game midweek to get things right. And it has paid off so far. And Hernandez is called for the foul. Juan Guerra would not yet call this must-win territory for the Roots, but he definitely called it their most important game of the year so far. Have to try and pick up the results. There's that pressure from the Roots that they feel playing in the 3-back allows higher up the field to win the ball back, and then they'll try to possess. The one thing Juan Guerra said that really stuck out, Ricky, was that the one way you can beat San Diego is if you make sure they don't have the ball.
Coach Donovan's side, they so good, so much talent with on the ball, the technique, the whereabouts, so creative players. And when they don't have it, obviously they have to work a little harder, making their shape a little bit discombobulated. So when you have this Oakland Root side, look for them to be patient in their buildup, find those gaps, and when they have those gaps, they need to exploit them extremely quick.
Sounds simple enough, keep the ball away from the other team, and you can't lose to them. But said that they noticed on film that San Diego gets a little bit uncomfortable when they don't have the ball as far as their shape and how they approach things. What a move by Guido, and not much you could do if you're Charlie Dennis except for take him down.
And a player that's just so important to this Loyal side. So good on the ball, so explosive. We've seen what he can do already this year. That goal against Phoenix Rising was something special. And he wears the number 10 for the Loyal for a reason.
Up the right side, Carlton deflected. And there is Benny Diaz grabbing it. 23-year-old from California, made his pro debut just over a year ago, April 3rd, 2021, as a sub for Tijuana against Atlas in Liga MX. He is here on loan from Tijuana. Came into this year with just 5 total appearances as a professional in goal. But the Oakland Roots feel they've got a good one for this season on loan. Colin Martin, a key player in this midfield, as you mentioned, Ricky, for San Diego. Started 25 of his 25 appearances last year.
And he's going to sit right in front of that back line of the Loyal. Spray the ball from left to right, really dictate tempo. He's such an important part and such a big asset to this Loyal squad.
Well, Shabane battling. It's going to be a very physical game. Just the 2nd year beginning now of this rivalry. But as you saw when we took a look back at last year's 4 matches, things got heated very quickly between these teams. There were some fun moments, nothing over the line, but some fun moments where both benches were kind of staring down the other, that kind of stuff. It was competitive in a very positive way. Nothing ever turned ugly or dirty between these 2 teams. Just very fiery in 4 tensely contested matchups. As you saw before, every match was a 1-goal game.
And I think the key word you said there, which it was so intense. Obviously, Northern California, Southern California, you want to have that bragging rights, and obviously a conference foe. So it's a really good matchup early in the season to really put your foot down and tell the organization, hey, we are the team to beat in California.
Now, Landon Donovan did joke that it only is a rivalry if both teams have some wins. And he said right now, Oakland's got our number. We beat them the first time 1-0. Said that he felt they got lucky in that game. And then the 3 after that, draw, Oakland win, Oakland win. So to his point, you do have to have wins from both sides for it to be a rivalry. And they're hoping to get one tonight and keep their train chugging along after a 5-1 start. Geography alone does not make a rivalry. It has to happen organically in games that have high stakes, and none were higher than when these teams met in October. The Roots were seconds away from being eliminated from playoff contention before Jeremy Bokila scored a penalty, kept them alive until the last day, and then on this field, they found a way through last October. Visore plays it inside for Charlie Dennis on his preferred left foot. Wrong side of the netting. Out for a goal kick. He clearly thinks it should have been a corner.
And it's a brilliant run from Dennis. From the inside out, it's a great pick out there from Visore. I thought that touch right here takes him a little off his angle. And I think he does have an argument for a corner kick. It's a better look at it here. And it is a clear corner. See the frustration there from number 12 in black. And I think he is right.
If he was wrong, it means it would have been a goal, because the only way that was not going in the goal was if Koke Vegas did what he did. Keep an eye on Koke Vegas tonight. The word that has been used to describe him is eccentric in goal. He will wander. Every now and then you might see him all of a sudden come into your picture near midfield when San Diego has the ball. An adventure with him in goal. But San Diego has the utmost trust in his instincts. Has been in the top 3 flights of Spain since his pro career began almost a decade ago. And most of that time was spent at Levante. Also some time with Mallorca before he signed this offseason with with San Diego.
And you can see that Loyal's having a hard time to play out of the back. High pressure from the Roots. Whether it's Carlson, Formella, Dennis, taking really good angles.
Carlson wants it in the middle. Asokar keeps it. A heavy touch. There's your first look at Asokar going up and down that left side. A switch that was made a couple of games into the season for Oakland. They flare him out wide on the left, and they feel it gives them more pressure in the attack to build from both sides.
And when you have wingbacks, Rito, Asokar, on their respective sides, it just gives you another dynamic going up and down.
Here's the injury report brought to you by UCSF Health and UCSF Benioff Children's Hospital.
But going back to that point, when you have just wingbacks that have the motor to be able to go up and down, their work rate has to be tremendous. Their understanding of the game really dictates how successful they are. Providing width, providing service into the box. And it's something that Coach Garrett's just so happy with the production of his outside backs.
He's very happy with the man on the ball right now. Danny Barbier had a list of 5 players, Juan Guerra, that he wanted the Roots to sign once he was named the head coach on Christmas. Barbier was top of that list, and it has paid off. Loves the combination he has of size and technical ability. Said you don't often find that combo, especially for a left-footed player on a back line like that. And he called him one of the top 5 center backs in the league. Martin, Elijah that is. Into Moshabane. Bypasses Colin Martin to get it out wide for Nick Moon. There will be a number of your former teammates mentioned tonight, Ricky, from your time in Lansing. Stoneman, Moon. Is there a third? Did I miss someone?
Moshabani.
Moshabani, there you go. And then you had my back. Diaz almost made a mess of that. Didn't really bounce the way he thought it was going to. Guido almost gave it away, now does. Carlson, nice turn into space. And the Icelandic international takes a tumble. Guido wearing that captain's armband over for a chat with Malik Badawi. Played quickly by Oakland. And squandered in the end. 10 minutes gone, scoreless here from Laney College. Oakland and San Diego meeting for the first time this season. With Ricky Lopez Espin, I'm Joe Malfa. Glad to have you along on ESPN+. Turned out to be the only game of the evening in the USL Championship, with weather canceling Memphis and FC Tulsa. Used to having midweek action the last couple of weeks, but it's been US Open Cup. San Diego through, and they will face LA Galaxy in the next round. Oakland fell to Greenville Triumph in their match. When Mayor puts a foot in, didn't really make contact with the ball, and it's out for a goal kick.
And it's really good play here from the Loyal. Just finding those soft spots between lines, whether it's Colin Martin, Guido. You see Conway, he gets sprung. And you can see what he's trying to do. He's trying to feel any contact. But at the end, it's a good step there from Juan Mayor, and he just pulls out at the right time. And it's never gonna be a PK. But when you have players like Conway on this left-hand side that like to get out on the ball, that are so aggressive, so skillful, something to keep an eye on if you're the Oakland Roots and your defensive position.
Juan Mayor looking way down the field. Casore puts a foot in. Hernandez wins it. Swarming in the attacking half through the first dozen minutes, Oakland.
And they're pressing high. You can see Loyal doesn't really have gotten a rhythm yet. That's due to the fact of the outside backs of the Oakland Roots just really making it hard to play out of on the outsides. Obviously, you have Jose Hernandez, Matias Fasori in the middle of the field. Man marking pretty much Colin Martin, Guido when they're trying to play out, making extremely hard to find those gaps. It's when you need maybe a Vassell to come to feet, Moshabani to find those spots in behind.
Over the top looking for Vassell. Again, Diaz is out of his box. Couldn't do anything with the hands there. Guido finds some space. All black jerseys around him. And Dennis comes away with it. Look how deep Charlie Dennis drops to help out the Roots defensively. Collective effort from this team. That's what Juan Guerra talks about. Oakland Roots and Anthem Blue Cross 2022 jerseys are here, and they look hella fresh. Purchase your 2022 primary jersey before the home opener by visiting shop.oaklandrootssc.com. I would agree, Ricky. I do believe they are hella fresh. They are really good-looking jerseys this year, especially the green ones, which we got to see when they were on the road against New Mexico.
Oakland A's colors.
Yeah. Dennis wins it. Carlson, too much. And then Donovan talked a bit about the positioning of this game on the schedule. It's ahead of Louisville, so it's a bit of a look-ahead spot for San Diego. They can't get too caught up in that. Beyond that, you have the game against LA Galaxy looming in Open Cup. You're on the road midweek against a team that is much better than their record indicates. Wanted his side to be very careful tonight and felt that this would be a big-time mental test for San Diego more than anything else.
And you can just hear the respect that he has for the Roots, talking about the Tampa Bay game. Said that he thought they played him off the park.
Sorry to cut you off. That's a bad sign. Guido took off the captain's armband and is walking off the field. He looks done.
You can just see him clenching his fist. Maybe something got really tight in his leg. You never want to, because as he pulls down, he's pointing at that calf area. And like you said, Joe, there's just so many games coming up. You don't want to risk it. It's a big miss for this Loyal side. As I pointed out early in the half, just so important to what this Loyal side is trying to do. They played so much through him, can finish. He has brilliant vision. It's a big decision now for Coach Donovan to see who he pulls off his bench.
Back for Vegas. A turn in there. Andrew Carlton draws the foul. Quarter of an hour gone, and now we wait and see what change Landon Donovan will make.
Stop dropping, stop dropping. You're good. Vale. Now we go. Ojo, Mati. Yes, Danny, yes. Oh, that's us, that's us, that's us. Hold on.
Martin goes to the ground, has a word or two with Charlie Dennis after that play. Looking at the bench, Ricky, is there a natural fit to step in for Guido, or do you maybe move some of the pieces around?
It's a really interesting question. Obviously, you have Moshe Bani, who's dropping in now, kind of playing in that middle field.
Rito's ball to the back post, headed away by Nick Moon. Kept alive by Asokar. Now for Sore. Ormella lofts it in. Rito was waiting for it. Now cleared by Martin.
You see you have Moshe Bani coming in next to Colin Martin. Can bring on a player, Among. He slides up next to Vassal, move Conway to the left. That's why I'm not a coach.
Into the match comes Camden Riley. This is not the first time this year that Camden Riley has had to come into a match way earlier than intended, or if at all. Back in the first couple of weeks when Grant Stoneman went down with an early injury in a match, Cam Riley subbed in 8 minutes into the match to replace him. Not really the role you want to have on the team, because it means somebody else has gone down very early in a match, but a testament to the versatility of Riley, who Landon Donovan has spoken highly of. Can play him on the back line, can play him in the midfield.
And it's going to be important for Riley to just connect his first pass. Obviously, not ideal, like you said, coming in 18 minutes in.
Dennis called for the foul.
And he's been active, Dennis. Going into challenges, questioning every call that is called against him. Such a skillful player on that left foot. Coach Gary was just so high on him, bringing him in. You can see the confidence is brewing for that man right there. He's been probably the most active player of this Oakland Roots side.
Ricky, anybody who follows you on social media knows you like your fashion. What do we think here with Juan?
I'm for it. I've been seen in a turtleneck a couple times, so hey, thumbs up for me.
Take a look at this last foul against Dennis. Looked like he got the boot into the head of Martin. That's what the trainer is looking at.
But it's a good idea from Dennis, trying to pop it over Elijah Martin. When you have a boot so high, getting contact with the hedge is nothing you ever want to mess around with, and it is good refereeing. Hopefully he's okay to go. Important part of that back line as that left back for the San Diego Loyal side.
You hope any player is okay anytime they go down with any injury, but especially now for San Diego, having already used one sub with Guido going out early, and there's Guido being worked on over on the sideline. So for now, again, San Diego will temporarily carry on with 10 men. Here's Moon, looking through for Vassell. 20 minutes in, and these two teams are quickly reminding us that they don't like each other very much after last season. A lot of fouls in the early stages both ways.
And it's been a bit cagey. No one has really got on rhythm, had the possession that they probably think they imagined they would have 20 minutes into this game. Kind of dictating tempo, it's been back and forth.
Martin does look like he's ready to check back in. Bottom of your screen at midfield. When Mayor takes down Conway, and Martin is waved back on. Slow offensive start for San Diego after what they've been able to do through just 6 games. Landon Donovan spoke a bit about that offensive success. Said it's not a secret what's different this year. Just felt they have much better talent up top in terms of finishing the chances. Here's one of those guys in Vassell barreling in. And it's knocked out for a throw-in. Coach Donovan said he wishes that he could say it was some magic touch from the coaching staff to make themselves look good, but said it's simply the players who are doing all the work right now. Conway, Vassell, those guys have been brought in to do one thing, and that's score goals. Donovan felt they have the same scoring chances they had last year. They've just actually converted them this year. That's the main difference. Good ball in, head to the back post, and just wide. Almost on cue, Conway with a chance.
And it's a cheeky header here. The ball's played in from Martin. Just trying to flick it on, trying to squeak that into that far post. And you see Carlton has his hands up in the air, and he thinks it's to the corner to start celebrating. Nearly the opener for Conway.
San Diego has not been afraid to look for talent in USL League One. Mentioned Moon and Moshabane and Stoneman in the past with Lansing. Granted, Moon had a different stop in between there when he was with Indy. And then Conway coming directly from USL League One champions Union Omaha last season. Aso Carr, no trouble for Coque Vegas. And then Don was pretty blunt about it. He said anybody who watched Evan Conway last year and didn't feel he was ready to make the jump to USL Championship just doesn't know soccer. He was very blunt about that, and I'd have to agree. Conway, terrific last season for Union Omaha.
And you can just see little bright spots when he gets the ball. Obviously, it's 23 minutes in, but just taking players on, so comfortable on that left foot. And he's so important to the success of this loyal squad. And you have just so many weapons. It's an embarrassment of riches for Coach Donovan and company.
Conway had 13 goals in 15 starts last season.
Watch it, Tadek. Watch it, Tadek. Well done, buddy.
Now go in there. Now go in there. See that turning back.
Yes. Closer.
Be patient. Good job.
Okay, Otar, be ready. Well done, boys. Muy buena, eh?
Bit of a misplay on the back from Murad. Don't see that too often. Used to play for San Diego in Landon Donovan's first season with this team. And Landon Donovan actually called Tarek Murad one of the best passing center backs in USL Championship. So high praise for a former player of his who's now with Oakland.
That's okay, Charlie.
Roots fans, Roots' next home game is Saturday, April 16th at 7 p.m. at Laney Field against Loudoun. Limited number of tickets are available. Call 510-488-1144 or visit oaklandrootssc.com/tickets for more information. Now, Landon Donovan always has the scarf on whether it's 90 degrees out or in the 50s as it is tonight. So tonight, more useful than accessory. Gloves and hat as well. A Southern California boy through and through, Landon Donovan. Not used to this NorCal cold.
Thumbs up on the fashion once again.
You can tell on the other side that Juan Guerra a little bit more used to now being in Oakland after taking this job on Christmas. No hat, no gloves. On the other side, Landon Donovan, hat, gloves, jacket, scarf, everything. Nico Boxall in the middle of that back line plays to Elijah Martin. And now Colin Martin. Here's Stoneman. Boxall, a 30-year-old from New Zealand, had a really busy March with the New Zealand national team. Made 2 starts and 3 appearances in their last batch of World Cup qualifiers. He hopes to be at the World Cup come the fall. Nico Boxall, New Zealand in a playoff. That will come against Costa Rica. That comes in June in Qatar. Back for Benny Diaz. Both of these goalkeepers like to play with their feet. Back again for Diaz. Hasn't been with the club long, Benny Diaz. Just joined ahead of the Monterey Bay match. So still integrating, getting used to his surroundings, his teammates. Part of the reason that there hasn't been any panic yet from Juan Guerra. He's really dug into the fact that they're more focused on performance right now than results. He felt that if they keep performing the way they are, the results will come. And when you have an opposing coach like Landon Donovan echo that when we had a chance to talk to him, you know you're doing the right thing if you're Juan Guerra. Squared back to Formella in the middle. Loose for Hernandez on his wrong foot, off balance. Visore, he mishits it. And recycled out to Barbier. Lofted toward the back post, hangs up for Coque Vegas.
And probably the best chance of the match for the Roots. It's a great ball in from Formella, who has been extremely quiet. Haven't said his name much. Want to get him involved. He's such a special player, but just so unlucky. Just catches Jose Hernandez by surprise, unable to get the feet underneath him, and mishits it.
Now the other way to Conway, nods it down looking for Vassell. Riley, Moshabane. Moon. Dips the shoulder, floats it in toward Vassell. He goes down, back post. Conway goes into the post. And it's out for a corner kick. Bodies were flying every which way. The concern now is Conway. He collided with the post. He's holding onto his left leg.
And this is what Nick Moon brings you on this right-hand side. So explosive, the quality in that final third. Puts a dicing ball into that back post. He takes his defender on one-on-one extremely well. Those first 2 steps are so good from Nick Moon, so quick. And when you have the quality to put that ball into that back post, and there's a good run there from Conway. Just unable to get on the end of it, and he hits that post. You know, that does not look good. You can see the frustration starting to build from Landon Donovan, knowing how close his team was to find the opener.
I think that one was equal parts frustration about not scoring and not getting the penalty call. Carlton from the corner, gloved by Diaz. Celebrating its 75th anniversary, Select is proud to be the official match ball supplier of USL Championship. Choose what you play with at www.selectsportamerica.com. Select, League's Choice, Player's Choice. Dennis cuts inside. Too far out in front for Carlson, kept alive on the backside by Asokar. Looking back for Dennis. Carlson takes it down. Loose for Hernandez, finding a way through. Shouts of handball, not given. Game starting to liven up just a bit here in Oakland. Asokar with a clean challenge. Very slow start to this game. Cagey, the word you mentioned, Ricky. All of a sudden, things are opening up end to end with chances for both teams. We'll see how long this pace continues with a quarter hour to go before the halftime whistle.
And when the Roots are finding success, it's on this left-hand side, whether it's Formella, Asokar, making darting runs into that final third, and putting really good balls, really good service in, and asking a lot of questions in uncomfortable positions of the San Diego Loyal side.
Hernandez, man in the middle for Oakland, vital to their success. Longera raves about the way Hernandez controls the midfield. Carlson tried to get it back to Fasore. Dennis keeps it alive. Good tackle by Riley. Shouts of quick, quick, quick from Longera in his technical area. Wants this team to move the ball quickly side to side to open up those seams in the middle that Ottar Carlson can run into.
And that's the only way you're going to open gaps up is 1-2 touches, really clean and really technical in your decision making. When you have players, Carlson, that like to make those runs in behind, Dennis making runs in behind, Formella coming to feet. You need to pull players out of positions and find those spots where Jose Hernandez is able to get the ball in a half turn, run out this back line. He's so good with his vision and his timing of feeding his strikers in front of him to make the back line of this Loyal side make decisions. Do they run with the player? Do they stay put?
Riley again subbed in the first quarter hour for an injured Alejandro Guido. Captain for San Diego, left holding his right calf. He was working on it, then down on the sideline.
And again, the Roots are forcing a turnover with their pressure, blocking up the channels, not letting the Loyal play in between. When you need the legs of Carlton to come in those gaps, Moshabani to support and relieve some of this pressure because they're not having a lot of success giving sloppy turnovers. You know, Coach Donovan is not going to be happy.
Mentioned earlier that list of players that Longera wanted was led by Danny Barbier. The second one was Charlie Dennis on that list. And he said that as he was talking to some other coaches about bringing Dennis in, there were questions about his work rate, and there were questions about him disappearing at different times for his former clubs. Longera said the GPS tracker that all the players wear would beg to differ. He has fully bought in Charlie Dennis to his role on this team and plays such a big role on both ends of the field in this midfield for Oakland. You'll see him on the way back, digging out plays defensively. And he will also lead the charge in the attack, sitting underneath Ottar Magnus Carlson in that creative role. Any set piece that Oakland gets around the 18-yard box will also belong to the left foot of Charlie Dennis as the flag pops up here on Vassell, and he comes up a bit hobbled.
And they've been going at it all night. Vassell and Murad, the center back and the striker. You love to see it. Two physical players. So important to both of their respective squads. And you love to see that outstretched hand. Oh, leaves him hanging.
That didn't look like it would end up meaning anything later in the game as far as nice words exchanged between the two. I'm still keeping an eye on that. And yeah, that hand was left hanging the entire time. And there's a quick challenge right after it. keep an eye on those two. Left him hanging and then went through the back on that next challenge. Elijah Martin. He's taken down by Charlie Dennis with 10 to go in the half. Still scoreless between Oakland and San Diego. A tight one so far between two rivals that are very quickly remembering how last year went. Didn't take long for the physical play to enter, for some of the chirping after plays to begin. Eastern Conference clash on ESPN Deportes when Detroit City FC welcomes Birmingham Legion FC. Don't miss the Motor City take on the Magic City Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern time on ESPN Deportes. Colin Martin looking for an option and finds one in Cam Riley. Now Stoneman out for Moon. Carlton turns. Moon makes a run up the right side. Carlton keeps in the middle. Back post. Conway again colliding with the post. This time he hit his face. Glad to see him get right up. I thought he was going to stay down for a moment. No fear from the striker at all.
It's a really good ball in from Carlton, just trying to bend it. It's a miss hit there from Murad. You have to think Conway is maybe scared he's going to hit that post. It's an awkward collision there, and hopefully, thankfully, he comes out okay. Could have been a lot worse. But again, he's having a lot of success making those late runs to the back post. If you're Rito and Fuenmayora, you need to be able to keep touch tight and know where he is at all times.
Rito goes down. This one is out for a corner kick. Corner kick powered by East Bay Community Energy. East Bay Community Energy providing green power at low rates. Visit ebce.org to find out more. Dennis with the in-swinger on his left foot. Body's flying in the box. Malik Badawi will want to have a word before this is taken. And it's those two again, Murad and Vassell, this time at the other end of the field. Dennis, low ball, all the way through the box without a touch. Begging for someone to tap it home. Nobody did. Moshabane with some space in front of him. Gets it to Vassell, run comes from Conway. Vassell keeps, goes down, and this is a terrific spot for a free kick for San Diego. Yellow card as well. Those two continue to go at it. Murad and Vassell.
That's an extremely explosive counter from the Loyal. You see it's a corner kick for the Roots. He's just so talented, so quick. It's a brilliant sprayed ball there from Moshabane. And the run from Conway takes Rito out of it. It's a bit of skill there from Vassell. A little step over, leaves a dangling foot there for Murad. And he gives his team a really good opportunity right outside the box. Ask a lot of questions of Diaz, who's
Carlton, Vassell, Moshabane, Colin Martin. What are they cooking up? Seems like it's a pretty straightforward free kick here where you have it exactly where you want it for a hit on goal. Maybe don't need to overthink it at all. But this could all just be theatrics to try and keep the Roots on their toes.
And look for maybe a rolled ball to the right for Colin Martin to just come on and run onto it.
It was Martin and Carlton. Now just Moshabane and Vassell. It's rolled to Vassell. Again, just made a mess of that. Now Elijah Martin, easy one to deal with for Diaz. Quick punt the other way to spring the attack. Rito cuts it back, Eduardo Rito. Now Charlie Dennis. Floated toward that back post. Vegas loses it. And Carlton will look to clear. Back to that free kick, Ricky. As I mentioned, just you seem like you're in a great spot. Why overcomplicate that? It turned into nothing for San Diego.
Yeah, it's a bit disappointing for the Loyal. Not even just to get a shot on target, but give credit to the Roots on their toes and close that angle. But if you're Vassell, you have to fancy yourself. Just put that ball on target, see what happens. Test Diaz. It is a hard skill to put it up and over the wall, but a player that is in form, you have to think he fancies the chances. It's a bit head scratcher there.
Dennis. He goes down and he earns a free kick. Juan Asokar trying to plead the case that a yellow was given at the other end to Murad, and one should be given here, and it is. Right, Stoneman in the book.
And it's a ball over the top, and Dennis is just a bit quicker there from Stoneman. Then he catches his left foot. But again, Dennis is having a lot of success coming on that right-hand side, shifting, making those darting runs to this left channel. And it's a good opportunity for the street side to put this ball in a dangerous area. Cause a bit of confusion from Vegas and his back line.
Dennis and Asokar standing over the free kick. It's Charlie Dennis, whipped in! Murad tried to guide it to the far post, but left it wide.
And it's a peach of a ball in from Dennis, just bends this ball into the danger zone. Just so unlucky for Murad. You can see the frustration, the disappointment there from the number 6 in black. He needs to put that on target. What a golden opportunity that is for this Oakland Roots side.
One of the most experienced players in the team. Came into this year with 163 appearances in USL Championship, Tariq Murad. That includes lifting a trophy with Louisville back in 2017. One of the leaders out there on the field as well. Moon back for Carlton. Carlton dangerous again. All the way back now for Coque Vegas. Back at the other end of the field though, Andrew Carlton on the ground. He's holding on to his right knee. San Diego players just going down left and right. Guido's already been subbed out. We were worried for Elijah Martin for a moment after a head injury, but he came back okay.
And he dances on the ball, does extremely well to skip away from defenders. And you can just see he just kicks the ground, kicks a foot. It's awkwardly working on that right leg, whether it's his knee, his ankle. It's come alive a bit in the last 5-10 minutes Andrew Carlton has.
Wheels turning again maybe for Landon Donovan if he has to go to the bench again. But the good thing here for San Diego would be the proximity to halftime. You can give Carlton a chance to maybe gather himself during the break, only play down a man for a couple of minutes here, and make that decision in the locker room. And then Donovan talked about the bodies and minds tiring here for San Diego with this stretch of games, trying to keep guys fresh and healthy. The healthy part has taken a bit of a hit tonight so far. Carlton is already back out there. Good to see. Moshabane to the end line. Conway back for Carlton. There will be 3 minutes of added time, I'm told, here at the end of the first half. And it's been a first half that started very slow, Ricky, but certainly over the last 15, 20 minutes has opened up with both teams end-to-end having opportunities.
And I was just going to say, this game opened up in transition. You can see there's gaps starting to form all over the pitch where players are able to fancy themselves and getting in those gaps, getting on the ball, making decisions, being clean with the ball, starting to come alive. Like you said, the last 10, 15 minutes.
Space for Moshabane, being chased down by Rito. Moshabane, team's leading scorer last year. Longera had a lot of positive things to say about San Diego. Mentioned that Oakland sees a lot of itself in San Diego and what they want to be both on the field and off the field of the community. So it's nice to have this healthy rivalry here with San Diego where they can push each other to be better, both on and off the field as well. Longera felt the key to the match tonight would be making San Diego very uncomfortable when they don't have the ball, and then once they do have the ball, get condensed defensively. Don't allow them through with Vassell or Conway finding those seams in the middle. So far, so good on that defensive end through 46 minutes. Conway trying to undo that here. Well defended and cleared away.
And they've been extremely disciplined in their defensive unit, making it hard to play between the lines. Seen a lot of times that the Loyal has elected to go over the top, but doesn't come to anything. It's been a really good showing from this back three of the Roots with Barbier, Morad, Juan Mayore. But you have to be on your game for a whole 90 minutes, not just 45 against this San Diego Loyal side. They're so explosive, able to produce a little bit of magic from any single player on the field. Just so much talent.
Carlton, overlap comes from Moon. Also Carr defends it, now Moon has it, cuts it back toward Moshabane. Intercepted by Barbier, but recovered by Moshabane. Carlton's ball in, cleared by Murad. Now this Roots team knows all too well about having that momentary lapse. Twice they were burned on set pieces against Monterey Bay in a match that Longera felt they should have won. Felt they were the better of the two sides overall against Memphis, but 2 lapses. So to your point, if they can avoid that lapse, they're in good shape. The question is, can they do that? They haven't gone a full 90 prior to that Tampa Bay 0-0 draw without having that lapse, but they don't have it in the first 45 minutes, and it's scoreless here between Oakland and San Diego.
And they're going to need to do the exact same in the next 45. Be really compact, make it hard for the Loyal to ask questions, to find answers, because there hasn't really been much play of the San Diego Loyal. As they start to get the half going, they start to get more confidence going. Moshabane's come alive a little bit. Andrew Carlton, but you need to get that man the ball. He's starving for service. He is your goal scorer. He is hot right now, so get him in dangerous positions. And if you're Oakland Roots, you need to get Jose Hernandez on the ball. It's such a big part of Coach Guerra's plan, so get him in those half spaces to put this back line of the San Diego Loyal on their heels.
Scoreless through 45 between Oakland and San Diego. These two teams met 4 times last year. Oakland won 2. San Diego took 1 victory, and there was 1 draw in there as well. First of their meetings here in 2022. Which way will it turn in half number 2? We're back in a moment to take a look around USL Championship.
It doesn't matter how hard you play, practice, or compete, as long as you do it together.
1, 2, 3, party!
That's why Anthem Blue Cross and Oakland Roots teamed up and took on food insecurity, improved physical and mental health through coaching clinics and mental health panels, and spoke out for social justice. We're committed to continuing our work to improve the lives and health of our community together. Visit oaklandroots.com/anthem to learn more.
So what if Jenny has a new car that plugs in like a vacuum? You have you. Yeah, you. You create your own karma. You, who endured this to save on rent. You, who upcycled your prom suit for your first job interview and still nailed it. You, who went the extra mile to earn extra cash. Now you have Credit Karma, the money app where your hard work can pay off with a new credit card, a new home, or even a new car. And wait till Jenny sees this. Whoa there. Create your own karma with Credit Karma.
I need to try it first.
It says Julie is waiting with my order. I'm just gonna go in.
We've got to work on the tracking. Oh, good luck.
Take the entire journey with your customer with user testing.
So, was the baguette fresh?
It was spicy.
And the ghost pepper rub?
Empty.
Keep ingredients separate? Here.
Get a taste of your customer's world with user testing.
Halftime brought to you by Anthem Blue Cross. Anthem is transforming healthcare by improving the health of our local communities. It's scoreless right now between Oakland and San Diego after a first half that opened up as play went along, but nothing to show for it on the scoreboard. Now, obviously, we've got 45 to go here, but let's look ahead for both of these teams. A glimpse at the upcoming schedule. Oakland, so far, 2 draws, 3 losses, hoping to get on track tonight. If they don't do it tonight, they'll have a chance at home against Loudoun on Saturday.
And I think that is a big opportunity to come out and get 3 points here. Obviously, you're at El Paso, who's had a bit of a shaky start, so it's another opportunity to grab 3 points, and then you have the big one, Colorado Springs Switchbacks. How do you fare with them? They've been high-flying. Perfect start, Orange County, Las Vegas Lights. So it's a really competitive schedule, but this Oakland Roots has the talent to get a point at least from every single one of these games.
And as Landon Donovan said in talking about Oakland when we had a chance to chat this week, you can't take them lightly. They just tied New Mexico on the road. They just tied Tampa Bay at home. Much better than their record indicates. Now San Diego, as good as their record indicates because they're 5-1 to start the season. The big two coming up for them with Louisville and then Tampa Bay. Oh, by the way, between those two, they have a U.S. Open Cup game against LA Galaxy on the road.
And it is a really hard schedule for this Loyal side. At New Mexico, that's not an easy out. And then again, you have the Colorado Springs. So it's a really good test for this Loyal squad to dig deep, show the depth they have, come together, and try to come out a lot of points out of these next games.
Now, the good thing for San Diego is after that run of games here in April, they do get into a more rhythmic play once a week, 7th, 14th, 21st, get into the swing of things where they can give some guys more rest and be in a better situation overall as far as the personnel. So far, nothing going on between these two teams as they rekindle last year's rivalry. Oakland nothing, San Diego nothing. We're back in a moment as the Anthem halftime show continues.
a dream start for City. Maxi Rodriguez, what a stop by Steinwasser.
What a debut for the Legion. Marlon. What a goal from Marlon. What a save, Van Ogle.
Oakland first, always. But what does that mean? That means giving the town everything so that the town can give it back. It's a family affair out here, and it's all eyes on we. See you soon, family.
Welcome back to the Anthem halftime show. Sun down in Oakland. A look at the downtown, where it's currently 0-0 still between Oakland and San Diego. We'll take a break from our action to look around USL Championship as a whole with some news and notes. We've touched on it a couple of times. The Open Cup third round on its way. Oakland already eliminated. San Diego will face LA Galaxy. Now, how about that one in the middle there, Ricky? Solomon Asante joins in the 11.
Eyebrow is up. That's going to be really interesting to see how he comes in to Indy 11. The king is back of USL Championship. It's going to be really interesting to see what he has to say in this 2022 season.
The last couple of months of the season last year for Phoenix just disappeared a bit, but we'll see what he does now that he resurfaces with Indy 11. We know what he is capable of. Here's a look back at the scoreboard of some of the big matches from this past weekend. Louisville, a big win in the East. Phoenix, a big win in the West. And then the one that kind of caught our attention in the Eastern Conference, Miami with a win on the road over Tampa Bay.
It's a hard place to go into Outlang and come out with 3 points. And they do just that. Coach Pulis is having Miami. They have so much talent, having them maybe hit their stride. So watch out for Miami FC as the season keeps on going on. The team that has a lot of potential in this Eastern Conference.
A reminder, if you were looking to see any update on this league scoreboard about Tulsa and Memphis, that game was postponed due to severe weather in the area. That's why you don't see it up there. Now here's the upcoming schedule. This Friday night, Detroit City and Birmingham Legion on ESPN Deportes. Which of these matchups from the upcoming ESPN slate stands out to you, Ricky?
It has to be that bottom left.
You know, I asked anyway, but like everybody is looking at that one.
Oh my God. Phoenix Rising, Tampa Bay Rowdies. Maybe the best of the East, maybe the best of the West. We'll see what happens, but my popcorn is ready for that one. And make no mistake about it, Orange County, New Mexico, that's a tasty matchup as well.
Under the radar, yes, but let's be honest. Everybody's looking forward to Phoenix and Tampa Bay. There's no doubting that one. And we should all be looking forward to the second half of this one here between Oakland and San Diego. It's been spicy already in the first 45 minutes. Not taking long for these two to remember the rivalry they started last season. We're back in just a moment with the second 45.
So what if Jenny has a new car that plugs in like a vacuum? You have you. Yeah, you. You create your own karma. You, who endured this to save on rent. You, who upcycled your prom suit for your first job interview and still nailed it. You, who went the extra mile to earn extra cash. Now you have Credit Karma, the money app where your hard work can pay off with a new credit card, a new home, or even a new car. And wait till Jenny sees this. Whoa there. Create your own karma with Credit Karma.
It doesn't matter how hard you play, practice, or compete, as long as you do it together.
1, 2, 3, party!
That's why Anthem Blue Cross and Oakland Roots teamed up and took on food insecurity, improved physical and mental health through coaching clinics and mental health panels, and spoke out for social justice. We're committed to continuing our work to improve the lives and health of our community together. Visit oaklandroots.com/anthem to learn more.
When we think about the benefits of East Bay Community Energy, we think about cleaner air, good jobs, lower costs.
Good morning, welcome everyone.
The Scott Haggerty Wind Energy Center gives us a tangible example of how clean energy can deliver local benefits.
There is something wonderful about being part of this historic moment.
We are delivering cleaner, greener, cheaper energy. It's an investment in our future.
You're sharing our vision of providing power for Alameda County residents.
Tonight's match is presented in part by Anthem Blue Cross, User Testing, Credit Karma, UCSF Benioff Children's Hospital, and Coca-Cola. before we get to half number 2. I've actually looked back at the highlights from half number 1. Take us through it, Ricky.
And it's a good ball in here from Pastore. Good idea there from Charlie Dennis. But in the end, it's a really good save there from Vegas, but it's not called a corner kick, so it is a bit surprising, but he's been active so early. Dennis making that run from the right-hand side to the left. We'll see what the San Diego Loyal have to say. He's such a cheeky, so close, Evan Conway, not trying to just flick that on with the back of his head. It's a hard skill to do. He makes it look extremely easy. It's a really close call from Diaz. And Nick Moon, who's just so explosive. It's really awkward. Come together at that back post from Conway. Does not look fun. It looks like it hurts. But again, he's had a lot of success making those deep runs to that second post. So something to clean up if you're Coach Guerra and company. And again, it's Andrew Carlton. Bit of magic, bit of dancing. It's a good, really good-looking ball in. And again, it's Conway. They come together with that post. You're going to have dinner at the end of this one, coming together so much. Yeah, but it is just a hard, awkward come together again. Probably the best chance here. The ball sprayed out to Vassell. Bit of magic, little step over, drop of the shoulder. Has Murad to bite, but really head scratching. Doesn't get a shot on target. Tries to overcomplicate it. And it's a kind of disappointing effort on a dangerous set ball. Talking about dead set balls for this Oakland Roots side. Enticing ball in from Dennis. And if you're Murad, you need to put that on target. It's a free header right outside the 6. His manager knows it. He knows it. We'll see if they can right the ship in the second half.
Here's a look at those first half stats brought to you by Puma. Nothing on target yet for the Roots. Although, again, we saw the highlight of the one that Vegas made the save on. That wasn't called a corner, so they do actually have a shot on target, even though they don't officially. But the possession goes San Diego's way, and that's one thing Juan Guerra said they couldn't have happen tonight, the Roots, if they wanted to win.
And they've had a lot of possession, San Diego Loyal, but they haven't really been threatening, right? They haven't really had the back line of this Oakland Roots turn around and chase their back their own goal. So it's been really compact, really hard to play, clogging the midfield. A lot of the San Diego Loyal possession has been in front of them, and that's something that Coach Guerra has to live with and can live with. And if you're the Oakland Roots, if you get the ball in and around that penalty area, you have to be clinical. You have to take your chances. Get Jose Hernandez on the ball to dictate tempo a little bit more. What does Formella bring to the game? He's been extremely quiet. He's so special 1v1, can finish, can set up players. And you have Carlson, that Icelandic international. Get him in dangerous situations, get him support. It's going to be really interesting to see the tactical changes that both of these managers do.
Looks like the 22 players out there right now are the 22 who ended the first half, not the 22 who started the game. Remember, Alejandro Guido was injured and Cam Riley came in. That was all the way back around the 15-minute mark of this one. Charlie Dennis, Evan Conway chatting it up on that wing. Played a bunch in USL League One the last couple of years. Yellow cards in this one so far belong to Grant Stoneman and Tariq Murad. Keep that in mind as this half goes along. And those two, both center backs, have to be very careful in the second 45, especially as you turn up the intensity between two teams who have formed quite the rivalry, just the 5th ever time they're meeting. But it didn't take long after all of the intense, important matchups they had last year at forks in the road of the season. There were a couple of times where San Diego really needed the game and Oakland really needed the game. That's how rivalries form. You have to play big matches at big times and have them close, hard-fought, intense to the end. And I think we got that last year between these two teams. 3 times a team won, all by 1-goal margins, and the other match was a draw. Carlton lobs it to the back post. Conway keeps it alive. Moshabane flies through. And the offside flag up on Conway as he came back for it. But there's a positive sign from San Diego going direct to begin the half.
And it starts with a ball from Grant Stoneman that breaks a line. Carlton comes inside, finds a really good pocket, is able to get the ball in a half turn, and again, it's Conway making that back post run that's been so successful. Just unlucky, nothing comes from it, but it's good signs for the Loyal.
And Juan Guerra talked about that in evaluating the San Diego team as compared to past years. He feels that Landon Donovan and Nate Miller have evolved. They're no longer looking to just over-possess and try to play that beautiful football to get in behind. Now that they have Vassell and Conway who could stretch the field, they will look to go over the top like that. And that's what has led to this fast start. No longer a team that is just going to play around you. They will now play through you, over you, any way they can to get to goal. That's a glimpse of it there right out of the gates in the second half.
It's just so much less predictable, I should say. And you have to have the respect. When you drop in high, when you press high, you have that space in behind. Vassell, Conway make those runs. So you have to be really disciplined, the Oakland Roots, in this next 45 minutes in their defensive positions. And it's a good opportunity here for Dennis. So good with that left foot.
Also Carr there as well. It will be Dennis. Didn't get it by Carlton, kept in by Murad. Dennis might have a second chance, squares it back. Barbier lets it run by. Very dominant left foot of Barbier. You could tell there that he was a center back.
Just tries to roll, have it roll on, just not gonna have that time in and around that box. But again, it's a good pick out from Dennis. Cut that back. So hard to defend when you have that trailing runner just hanging around that top of the 18-yard box. And you having the defensive line to push so deep. Time after time, you have the gap. When you have a player that has the composure to pick up his head.
Formella. They haven't found his feet much in this one, Darek Formella. And he's one of those players that Juan Guerra notes just still needs a little bit more time to get integrated. He was announced and brought into the group a week before the season began, so has to learn on the fly. Has only had about a month of practice with the team, and I use practice lightly because with the condensed schedule the Roots have had, the midweek against New Mexico, the midweek Open Cup game, they haven't had a lot of training sessions. It's been a lot of recovery, film, game, recovery, film, game. So he's a player who they feel can get going as the season goes along and they get into a more rhythmic schedule playing once a week. But numbers here now for the Roots. Rito on the right side, numbers in the middle, looking for Formella, who has his arms raised in the end as Vegas plucks it out of the air.
And what an opportunity that is for the Roots. They find a lot of success on the break. Just too much air under that ball from Rito. Have a lot of players open on this back post. See if he can right it again. He's a little too eager in his run.
Flag up on him this time. Eduardo Rito, the 26-year-old from Venezuela. Played for 7 different teams over 9 years in Venezuela. A brief stint in the U.S. with New York Red Bulls 2 on loan in 2019-2020. Played 34 matches in USL Championship there with the Red Bulls. Appeared for Venezuela's U17 and U20 teams, hasn't cracked the senior team. Elijah Martin looks across the field, gets it to Carlton. Glance over the shoulder from Riley. This goes back to Elijah Martin. Good defensive integrity from the Roots, not allowing San Diego any way through, and they win it back. Formella looking for Carlson, too much on it. Flag was probably on the way up anyway. Moon going the wrong way. Formella all over him. Coming out of the gates in this second half, a high press from the Roots.
Then if you're the Loyal, that's a perfect opportunity. You want maybe Colin Martin, Riley to come in and have that support that you can barely just bounce off them and relieve some of that pressure. But give credit to Formella, give credit to Asakar. Pressing in numbers, making it hard for this Loyal side.
But when they do get through, they can break quickly. Conway trying to lead the charge here. Has an option to the right, look to Vassell, almost threaded that needle, but Diaz clears. The way the Roots play, it's very demanding now in this 3-5-2. Juan Juan Guerra wants them to be very active in trying to win the ball back in that middle third or in the attacking third. And he pulled back the curtain for us this week, said he had a very enlightening, refreshing chat with Jose Hernandez. Brought him in this week, Juan Guerra, and wanted to just try to ask for his help to keep everybody on board. Oh, turnover at the back here. Martin's shot! He makes the Roots pay! Colin Martin, 7 minutes into the second half, capitalizes on Oakland's mistake.
And it's a bit too casual from the Roots, trying to play out of the back. You can see Murad having a chat with Diaz. You have to know the balance between playing out of the back and too casual and clearing your lines. Vasori gets caught on the ball. And when you have a player like Colin Martin, he's never going to make a mistake. He catches Diaz, leading to his left. And yet it is a finish straight down the middle. On the roof of the goal. But it's something that Coach Guerra is going to be extremely disappointed with. Talk about lapses, and it's a massive lapse for the Oakland Roots to give the San Diego Loyal a 1-0 lead, but give credit to the pressure from Colin Martin. He's able to recognize there's an opportunity there.
More miscues at the back. A corner conceded for San Diego.
And it's shaky moments from the Roots.
And what did we say as we were closing that first half? Oakland has not been able to avoid that one stretch of 5 minutes where they switch off. Is that this moment? The giveaway for the first goal, and now conceding a corner here. Can San Diego make them pay again? Shabane Diaz comes through with it. Such an unlikely source on that goal as well with Colin Martin. Just the 4th goal of his professional career. His first one came back in 2014 with the Richmond Kickers. He has 1 in each of the last 2 seasons for San Diego, and last year's came against Oakland in that game where it was a terrific volley from outside the box. Not even the best goal of that game because that was the night of the bicycle kick from Johnny Rodriguez. So 50% of Colin Martin's professional goals have come against the Oakland Roots. Asokar to Formella and back again. Asokar pulls it wide.
And it's a good opportunity here to see Coach Guerra. How does his squad respond to going down so early in the second half? And you have to applaud the courage, the bravery there from Asokar to pull up from about 25 yards. It is a hard angle. Maybe he elects to play through that. But it's a good opportunity to see how they react to going down 1-0 so early in the second half, to come together, to fight a little bit of adversity. See they're able to claw themselves back in. 1 goal at a time. Have the composure, the confidence to step on the ball. Take the sting out of the game. Get your confidence within your team again.
This might be a good time to circle back to that point I was trying to make before the giveaway at the back for Oakland. Talked about Juan Guerra bringing in Jose Hernandez, wanting to make sure all the players were bought in, and he wanted to ask for Jose Hernandez's help as one of the team leaders to make sure everybody was bought in. Hernandez cut him off and interrupted him. He said, "Coach, we're fully bought in. We believe in this project and this style of play. Some of us have been waiting all our careers in the United States to play this style of soccer. We're bought in. We know it's going to click. We will stick with you through the thick and the thin of it." And again, so far, 3 losses, 2 draws. And now down again to San Diego, but to have that buy-in from the players is key for Oakland, especially when, again, they're faced with this adversity. Asokar. They haven't found the feet of Otar Magnus Carlson through an hour. Moshabane. Working on Barbier, pinballs around a bit. Asokar unable to get it by Martin. Now Carlton, deflected, out for a corner kick.
And you could just feel the Loyal starting to have a lot more confidence moving this ball on this right-hand side between Nick Moon, Toomey, Moshabani, Andrew Carlton. And if you're the Oakland Roots, you need to have it come together, have some continuity, connect a couple passes, being a bit too casual, lack of focus coming out of the dressing room.
Yeah, it was.
When you have a team like the Loyal, they're going to make you play.
Yeah, I need to take it down.
Moshabane, good service, good area, loose in front, saved off the line. Bicycled off the line by the captain, Matias Fasore.
And you have to love the effort from the captain. An acrobatic save, goal line save from Matias Fasore.
And now wins it in the midfield. Fasore through to Carlson, flag pops up. But this is what Juan Garrett talks about with how important Matias Fasore is. He wears the captain's armband. He's not by any means vocal, but he leads by example, hustling back here. All the effort, bicycle kick to save it off the line.
And he's putting his body on the line. You can see that is goal bound. And it's no goal, but terrific awareness. Just to read that ball, that second ball is so important. You see it time and time again, coming to the feet of an attacking player. It's an easy tap in.
Turnover, Fuenmayor, but to charge into it off the crossbar. Waking up Oakland just a bit. Floated back in, back post, Azokar misses a sitter.
As I was just about to say, this is gonna bring life to this Oakland Roots team. And what a strike this is from Fuenmayor. Almost highlight reel. You can't hit this ball any cleaner. Just puts his laces through it. It has Vega's beat. Just so unlucky it hits the crossbar. But look for the Oakland Roots to use this momentum now to get on the ball more. Ask a lot of questions of this Loyal backline. Put them in comfortable positions. Put the ball in dangerous areas. You can feel the crowd starting to get involved in it.
And this is how it looked in their home opener against Monterey Bay as well. Monterey Bay scores to go up 1-0, and all of a sudden Oakland wakes up. They take a 2-1 lead before, again, they switched off mentally for 2 set pieces and lost it 3-2. Haven't yet put together a full 90, and that's what Juan Garrett is looking for. Looking for Rito down that right side. Did Elijah Martin get a touch to it? He did not. Out for a goal kick. Well done to try and avoid that at all costs. Tomas Amang on the way in. It'll be Andrew Carlton exiting.
And he never seemed right, Carlton. After coming off with a little bit of a knock in that first half, you can see he's been bothering as he limps around. It's gonna have, Amang is gonna have a lot to say in the second half. So explosive, so quick on the ball. Has 2 goals, 2 assists on the year, so look for him to make his presence felt.
And hold on a second, Carlton was almost all the way off the field, and then Landon Donovan spotted that Elijah Martin hasn't gotten up from the corner, where he just had that challenge to shield out for a goal kick. So might they have to change the substitution at the last minute? Carlton could always slide back on that left side. And they will go ahead and change that. Amang still coming in, but instead it will be for Elijah Martin. And I would imagine Carlton slides back for the moment.
And it is a bit of a come together between Rito and Martin. It's a shame that he's not able to keep on going. You can see maybe his hand, the way he falls.
San Diego ends up making 2 subs. They bring in Kyle Adams, and they bring in Among. So Martin, Carlton out, Among, Adams in. So just making over that left side right now. Shabane gets it to Moon. Here's Among on the turn, into space. Among just into the game, and he earns a corner kick.
And he's making his presence felt immediately. Amang, he gets on the ball in a really soft pocket right on top of this corner of this 18-yard box. He's able to break a player. So quick, so versatile in and around that penalty area.
Already 2 goals through 6 matches for Tomas Amang. Moshebane's corner over everybody in a white jersey, and the foul is called on Boxall in the middle.
See, I can't plug it in. Otherwise, I'm going to go back up.
Question becomes, when does Oakland look to spark a change off the bench? Beyond the hour mark now here at Laney College. With Ricky Lopez-Espin, I'm Joe Malfa. Glad to have you with us on ESPN+. Another tight one between San Diego and Oakland. 5th time they're meeting all time. 2 wins last year to Oakland, 1 to San Diego, and a draw in there as well. Murad commits the foul. Is he going to be sent off? He is. So now Oakland down a goal, down a man. Here's a look back at how he got his first yellow. Remember, closing moments of the first half. That's why he had to be careful in the second, but wasn't careful enough. He will be done for the evening, and he will miss what is looking like a massive game on Saturday against Loudoun for a team that might still be winless unless they turn things around drastically here.
Yeah, and it's disappointed. You can see it on his face, Murad. But it is a foul in the middle of the field. Mosherbani is by him. Needs to be a bit more disciplined. The number 6, the center back. Such a leader of the squad for this Oakland Roots. It's going to be really interesting to see the tactical changes Coach Guerra does now. And who he brings on, who he shifts around. It's a big task.
And behind the play as well, Matias Visore is down and can't get off the field. He's taken the captain's armband off, and he's taken that left boot off. So not looking promising for Matias Visore. Instead of insult to injury, now adding injury to insult for the Roots. That's 2 of their key leaders as well. We asked Juan Guerra about the leadership of this group. Last year it was Vol Fall wearing the captain's armband. Emra Clementa would wear it. Joseph Nane would come in and wear it. Vol Fall's out of the picture. Clementa and Nane no longer main starters in the rotation for the Roots. So where's the leadership come from? The band around the arm goes to Visore, but he's not the most vocal of leaders. So Murad turns into the vocal leader who doesn't wear the captain's armband. Murad's got a red card. Visore is about to be subbed out. You're in a very adverse situation, down a goal, down a man. The good thing is it's Clementa coming in, so you exchange one leader for another for the Roots in a very trying time for the team. That's brought to you by East Bay Community Energy. Visit ebce.org to find out more.
And Clementa's going to sit in the middle of the back 3. So now the back 3 reads from left to right. Barbier, Clementa, Fuenmayor. And it's going to be a 4-3-3. as Asokar, Hernandez, Rizzo in the middle of three.
San Diego playing 11v10 now, up a goal. Looking like they may be on the way to a 6-1 start to the season that also features a win in US Open Cup.
It's going to be really important that Carlson now is that focal point, able to hold the ball up, relieve some of the pressure that the Loyal is going to apply as a up a man. When you have a number 9, when you're down a man, it's so important for him to be able to relieve some of that pressure, bring players in, take a couple touches, maybe draw some fouls, get your team some life. As you're going to see a lot of the Loyal have possession.
This is a very tough time for the Roots now. You're down a man and a goal against a team that loves to possess the ball. Whatever opportunity you may come up with now in the final 20 minutes, you're going to have to make count. You're not sure how many more you're going to see with the way San Diego will now try and just take the air out of the ball, keep it the rest of the game.
And again, it's an opportunity to prove to your coach that he's able to trust you, that he's able to count on you when things get hard, when things get tough. Still an early season, still an early new head coach. He's still figuring out the players. He said it is a process. When you need to have maybe 12, 15 starters that you can rotate with the likes of so many games in such a short amount of time, it's a good opportunity for a lot of players to come in, whether he does make some changes, guys that are on the field to prove their case.
More sloppy play though at the back. That's what led to the first goal for San Diego, and Hernandez just takes down Vassell. Didn't have much of a choice. Was about to be a 4-on-2 attack for the visitors. Free kick taken quickly. Moshabane. Now Among turns, fires, blocked.
And it is a bit sloppy play from the back. It's a needless turnover there from Barbier. You want to see him connect some passes to play to the pressure. You've been burned already once, trying to play too much out of the back. Again, it is that balance to know when you're playing with fire and when to know to clear your lines.
Start looking up and down the Western Conference standings, and you start asking yourself the question, is there anybody close to San Diego Loyal right now? I mean, Colorado Springs Switchbacks, they're of course unbeaten in their own right. Are they as complete of a team as San Diego? Is this clearly the #1 team in the Western Conference? Riley out wide. Here's Conway closing in. Conway. Now Moshabane around the corner. And earns a corner kick. A lot of questions for Juan Guerra right now, not many answers. Breezy night in the mid-50s in Oakland. You see the corner flags whipping. Moshabane ventures out to take another corner. His services have been strong from the corners tonight, leading to a couple of chances for the visitors. The goal scorer, Colin Martin. Just a weird quirk. 4 professional goals. Now 2 of them have come against Oakland in the last year. unlikely source. But when the Roots make a mistake the way they did on the back end, could have been just about anybody there in Colin Martin's place, and they were likely to finish. Hernandez out wide. All the way back to Boxall. Pressure closing in now from the Roots. Have to try and force something. Koke Vegas beautifully plays over it to Moshabane. Conway up the left side. Moshabane still carries. Leaves it for Conway. Evan Conway's shot blocked. Kept alive by Nick Moon. And deflected out for a throw-in. Roots fans, don't miss any of the action during this 2022 season. Secure your prorated membership today and receive exclusive benefits like early entry on game days and discounts on Roots merchandise. Call 510-488-1144 or visit oaklandrootssc.com/tickets.
And as you see, the Loyalists trying to find gaps in the middle of the field, pushing numbers forward. They have to be extremely careful in their defensive positioning to not get caught open and vulnerable.
Conway. Boxall and Riley go back and forth. Just a reminder there, Oakland playing down a man, the red card against Murad, his second yellow that he picked up in the 64th minute. Trying to battle back from down a goal and doing so with a manpower disadvantage as well. For so long, Phoenix Rising have been top dogs in the Western Conference, at least in the regular season. Of course, Orange County goes on to win the title last year. This one played over to Amang. Shoots it to the back post. Curls wide. It looked like he handballed it to himself to keep the attack going. Nobody spotted it. Almost worked out.
And that's what he brings you. Just so clever in his movement, so direct, so vertical in his running. And he's so quick. He's able to get that ball before Diaz. And it is a really hard angle. From Amang.
Quarter hour remains. Now the Roots dip into the bench. Lindo Mafeka will enter. And it is Charlie Dennis making the walk around the field to exit the match.
And you can see the frustration there from Dennis. Had a good shift, but unable to find that final action in that final third. Just lack a bit of composure, whether it's that final ball, but he's just such a talented player. He's gonna have a lot to say to the success for the Oakland Roots in this 2022 season.
Vassell turns and hits. No trouble for Diaz. For Lindo Mafeka, tonight his 100th USL Championship appearance as he subs in. Moshabane draws the foul. Yellow card as well to Hernandez. Free kick on the way for the visitors.
And again, it's Moshabane finding the soft pockets. So shifty to that left foot. Yeah. There's no need to pull his jersey there if you're Jose Hernandez. And it is going to be a foul. The ref had a good look at it. Moshe Bani's really succeeding now that he's finding those gaps in between that back line, in front of the midfield line of this Oakland Roots side. It's a good opportunity now for San Diego Loyal to get this second goal.
Taken quickly, Vassell didn't curl it enough. That one came off better than the free kick they tried in the first half with the quick pass and touch.
And he's just trying to change the angle. Vassell takes Oakland Roots by surprise. Again, it's that lack of focus in dead ball opportunities that Juan Guerra's not going to be happy with. Those are the times you need to be a lot of communication, a lot of focus, a lot of leadership. Instead, it's an easy look at goal for this Loyal side.
All the way back for Benny Diaz. Oakland not shying away from playing out of the back after some of the mistakes that have led to San Diego chances. And again, turnover. Played in the middle toward Vassell. Diaz grabs it. It has been a struggle for the Roots playing out of the back in this one.
Just a bit too sloppy, especially against a team like the Loyal.
But now on the charge for Mella. Earns a corner for the Roots. Won't miss a minute of the action in 2022, whether your club is on the road or at home. Catch nearly every second of USL Championship action on ESPN Plus. Sign up today at plus.espn.com. Roots preparing another sub. Chuy Enriquez warming up at midfield. Chance of let's go Oakland ring up from the crowd here with 12 minutes to go. They know there might not be many more chances for the home side in this one. To the back post, header wide.
And it's a good ball into this back post. And Fuenmayor does extremely well to get up. A lot of tugging there between him and Adams. Just pulls it wide. But dead ball opportunities are going to be extremely important for this Oakland Roots in this last 12+ minutes.
I mentioned that Mafeka comes in, makes his 100th appearance in USL Championship. Enriquez closing in as well as he subs in. That's his 98th appearance now in this league. And on the other side, Elijah Martin makes his 98th appearance tonight for San Diego. So some milestone moments on the horizon for a couple of the players out there. Started to bring up the point a few moments ago before San Diego forced a turnover on the back line and came up with a chance. So maybe this is a bad time for me to bring it up again here as the Roots play through the back. But Phoenix, top dog in the West in years past. Are we seeing a changing of the guard, Ricky, to where San Diego might be that top dog? They beat Phoenix on the road a couple of weeks ago. They are showing what they can do now.
And I think there is an argument, right? They go into Phoenix, come out with 3 points, to come here, looks like 3 points. Those are not easy places to play. And to start this USL 2022 season, I mean, there definitely is an argument as they sit on top of a Western Conference. There's so much talent. They're so explosive. You have players that come on, make a difference, that are able to produce a little bit of magic. And like Coach Guerra said, they're just getting better, right? And it's just another year in the system that Coach Donovan and Coach Miller are trying to implement the philosophy, the way they want to play. And when players are comfortable, that's when you're going to see them flourish. That's when you're going to see them really express themselves. And now you're really seeing the San Diego Loyal team come together.
I think of some of the players that we haven't seen tonight and some of the players that they're waiting to get back to 100%, and they're rotating right now to save some minutes. We didn't see Jack Metcalf. We didn't see Charlie Adams or Jack Blake. We only saw Alejandro Guido for about 10 minutes in this one before he got hurt. Just so deep, they can go ahead and rotate players in a given week, take 4 starters off, put those 4 guys on, and they don't miss a beat. And some would argue they get a little bit better depending on how you want to play on a given night.
Yeah, it is a scary sight. If you look on your schedule and you see San Diego Loyal and they're at full strength, it's an opportunity here
Vassell through to Among. Chance here for the substitute. Wrong side of the netting.
And it's a good relationship between Vassell and Among. You'll see what he's trying to do, trying to sneak that into that near post of Diaz. Just too wide, but just so, again, so explosive. The understanding between the two strikers. When one comes, one goes. You see Vassell there. Elect to play the assist maker. And Among just so explosive, so creative, crafty in his movement.
Wangera talked about wanting to find a pool of 15 starters, feels every contender needs that. I think it's safe to say San Diego, when they're fully healthy, they have that, and then a few extra pieces to sub in and out as needed. Frustration now maybe mounting for Oakland. Hernandez does have to be careful now. He is also on a yellow. And with what is looking more and more like a massive game on Saturday at home against Loudoun for a team that's about to be 0-4-2 possibly if nothing changes in the last 7 minutes, he cannot afford to pick up a second yellow. Already going to be missing Tariq Murad. You lose Murad, your center back. You lose Hernandez in the middle of that midfield. Fasore left with an injury, don't know what his situation is. That's the spine of your team right there.
Yeah, needs to be extremely disciplined. Don't really get into any nonsense. Whether it's running your mouth, coming in late.
Oxel ill-advised to try and dribble out of the back, but Riley helps him out. And Vassell gets it to Adams.
And they're not dead yet. The Oakland Roots, they are gonna have maybe one more look at this goal. I think a clear-cut chance is written in the stars in this last 7+ minutes. And if they're gonna able to convert it, is gonna be the answer.
Oakland was in a similar situation last year. After a struggle to start the season, they rallied all the way back and made the playoffs, so no stranger to being in a position like this. And to be fair, it's been a very tough schedule to begin the season. On the road, they open up against RGV, one of the toughest places to play, and from there they go to Memphis. And that was before they were at full strength with some injuries, some COVID issues. You come out of that, you get New Mexico, you get Tampa Bay Rowdies, a midweek travel to the East Coast and Open Cup, and then back here to play San Diego, probably the best team in the Western Conference. Very difficult start to the season. Among, active, forces the turnover. You could tell what he wanted to do, get it over the top of Benny Diaz, but he never got it off the ground.
And always crafty, always looking at goal, so clever. Just doesn't get that right. Trying to get on the underneath of it.
Barbier all the way across to Rito. He takes it down. Back for Mafeka on his left foot. Lofts it in. Falls for Hernandez. Played in the middle. A chance here! Converted by Asokar in the 86th minute. It's 1-1. Down a player still, but no longer down a goal.
And there is always going to be a sign of life for the Oakland Roots. And it is the wingback, number 18, Asokar. Fantastic finish. And you can see what it means to the fans, to the coaching staff, to the players. This is a character-building win. The enticing ball in from Rito, just so on the front foot, just puts it in the pass of Asokar. And he makes no mistake about that. It is a hard finish, and he makes it look extremely easy to draw his side, even in the 87th minute. This is the character building. This is what you want to see from your team. Down a man against a team in the top of the Western Conference.
That goal is a $510 donation to Roots of Success, brought to you by East Bay Community Energy. Roots of Success prepares youth and adults for environmental careers to improve their communities and the world. Just as you and I are here pontificating on what this means for the Roots if they lose again, looking bleak, down a goal, down a man, they pull that out of nowhere. And that just shows the DNA of this team. It's why they battled back and made the playoffs last year when they seemed left for dead. They had the goal in stoppage time on the road against New Mexico to tie it 2-2. They've been playing down a man for 20 minutes, and Asokar comes up big. And the two players combining for that are the two players that Landon Donovan said they had to be most careful of. Rito down the right wing, Asokar down the left wing.
And it was a great ball in from Rito. Doesn't even think twice and puts it on the platter. You can see how much this game means for this Oakland Roots. Like Coach Garrett said, I'm always going to say the next game is the most important. He highlighted and he kept saying it time and time again in our conversation that this was the most important game for the season. And he's going to say the same thing again Saturday against Loudoun. They're not done yet.
Over the top toward Carlson. And this is why these two teams have very quickly formed a rivalry. It's nothing negative, it's nothing vitriolic. It's just good, hard, intense, competitive matches that have been nail-biters to the finish. 2 wins for the Roots last year by 1 goal each. 1 win for San Diego by a 1-goal margin, a tie, and now here we are again. They've all been tight and hotly contested until that final whistle blows. And that is once again the case. Conway drives it across the box and just headed out for a corner, not taking any chances on the backside. Eduardo Rito. You start thinking about maybe some of the opportunities now that San Diego has squandered, looming large now that it's 1-1. But a chance again from the corner. Well, Shabane, good delivery. Among's header punched away. Still loose in the box, and that finds a way in. Grant Stoneman.
Just deflating for the Oakland Roots, but give credit to the center back of San Diego Loyal. He does not give up on the play. He's the first to react. It's a good header there from Among. It just catches everyone by surprise, catches Diaz by surprise, unable to react. It's a good first save, but it's acrobatic from the striker. Does it take a deflection? We'll take a look here. Just bounces maybe off the foot of Chuy Enriquez. But they won't ask any questions to San Diego Loyal. Unlikely hero. But that is how you lead when you have the captain's armband, by action. And to give this team a 2-1 lead in the 91st minute.
Into stoppage time now. I mean, how about the unlikely sources tonight for San Diego? Colin Martin, 4 professional goals in his career. And now Grant Stoneman, that's just the 3rd goal of his professional career. He hasn't scored since 2020 for San Diego. Now a corner the other way for the Roots. And what is it, Ricky, about bicycle kicks in this matchup
Exactly.
between these two teams? That wasn't quite the Johnny Rodriguez bicycle kick, but still falls in the category. This one floated in toward Fuenmayor. He takes it down, Fuenmayor. And a goal kick coming.
Just the way that ball bounced off that turf. Off the bicycle kick from Grant Stoneman. Really throws the goalkeeper Diaz off. That's something you never want to see if you're Coach Guerra. As you're up a man, or down a man, excuse me, to let in a goal off a set piece, a dead ball opportunity, this is going to leave a bad taste in your mouth.
If this result were to hold, that would be the second 90th minute winner off of a set piece for a visitor against the Roots. It also happened against Monterey Bay. That one came by Hugh Roberts, another center back in the 90th minute of that game, off of a corner. The highs and lows emotionally of this game experienced by both teams in the last few minutes. San Diego seemed like they just watched 3 points slip away after being up a goal for so long in the second half and up a man. And then just after a few minutes, Oakland goes from equalizing down a man against all odds to seeing a point slip through their fingers. Taylor Kroll will enter the match. Comes in for Moshabane.
And he really came alive in the second half, finding those half spots between the back lines and midfield lines, and put this Roots back line in really uncomfortable positions, put them on their heels, had a good shift to me.
.30 seconds to go, maybe one last chance up the field now for the Roots. Hernandez. Rito waiting for it to come down. Over there with Mafeka. Clementa touches it into space. Good delivery! Otar Magnus Carlson ties it in the 94th minute.
Are you kidding me? The Roots never die. You can see what it means to the manager. He wants to get on the field and play. Give credit to Clementa to bring that spark, the composure to sidestep a defender, and puts this ball in with venom to your number 9, who's been quiet, but quiet no more. The snap header to that near post to give his coaching staff a reason to celebrate.
And that brings us to the final whistle here at Laney College. It never fails when these two teams meet. Something crazy is going to happen. A 2-2 final. 4 goals, all scored in the second half. There was a red card in there against the Roots as well. 90th minute, San Diego goes up. 94th minute, Oakland ties it back up.
Oh boy.
If you don't enjoy this, you got to check your pulse.
Goosebumps. What a match between these two teams. We thought it was going to be fireworks. It has been for the history of this rivalry, which is a year. And this was no short of it. What a match between the Oakland Roots and San Diego Loyal. This game had everything. And you love to see the fight back for the Oakland Roots, going down twice in this match. The Loyal respond, and that man right there, Carlson, is able to get the equalizer in the 94th minute. The never say die mentality. This is a character building win or tie for the Oakland Roots to steal 2 points back from the Loyal.
Tarek Murad embracing Otar Carlson. Murad was the one who went off with the red card. And Otar Magnus Carlson gets the game tying goal. Our Ale Industries man of the match, Otar Carlson, equalizing there in the final minute of stoppage time. His 3rd goal of the season already for Oakland, on loan from Venezia, the team in Italy from Serie A. And he is already paying dividends for this Roots side.
That is a sign of good striker. Obviously did not have the service throughout 93 plus minutes of this match. But when you're hanging around that penalty box, like a fox. And you never say no. And you have one chance and you're going to take it. Well done, Carlson. Much deserved man of the match.
Also a big save, remember, kept Oakland alive when they were down 1-0. Matias Fasore ended up leaving this game injured, but he still brings you the save of the game, brought to you by Credit Karma.
And he met his presence felt. Didn't go the full 90 plus 4, but that's a tremendous save to keep his team down 1-0 and what could have been if that ball goes over the line. How you lead by example, Matias Fasore.
It was Dollar Beer Night here at Laney College, and the Roots want to remind you the 2022 Town Beer Collab is now available in select stores and on tap at Ale Industries. I think some beverages were enjoyed throughout this one, and they enjoy the result as well. 2-2 it ends between Oakland and San Diego. Take a breath. We're back in a moment to wrap this one up from Laney College.
It doesn't matter how hard you play, practice, or compete, as long as you do it together.
1, 2, 3, party!
That's why Anthem Blue Cross and Oakland Roots teamed up and took on food insecurity, improved physical and mental health through coaching clinics and mental health panels, and spoke out for social justice. We're committed to continuing our work to improve the lives and health of our community together. Visit oaklandroots.com/anthem to learn more.
I need to try it first.
What a finish we had here at Laney College. 2-2 it ends between Oakland and San Diego. 3 goals were scored in the final 8 minutes of this game. Asokar 86th, Stoneman 90th, Carlson 90 plus 4. A wild one on this evening. It never fails when these two teams meet. 5 meetings, and they've all been like this. Ricky, you've got a lot of highlights to take us through now.
Oh, take a deep breath. We're in for a ride. This game starts with Vassell. Little quick step over. Catches Murad. That's going to pay. As the game goes on, you see he takes his first yellow. The game doesn't really take off unless the second half. And here it's just a lack of focus. Juan Garrett's not going to be happy with how the Oakland Roots came out of halftime. It's a bad turnover here from Vasori. It's a long touch. And Colin Martin makes no mistake about it. He catches Diaz just leaning to his left-hand side, something you never want to do as a goalkeeper. And Colin Martin makes you pay. And this is where the game really changed. You saw him take that first yellow card in the first half. Tui Mushabani just sidesteps Murad. He knows what that means, and he's off. Oakland Roots are down a man for the rest of this one, 25 plus minutes. How are they going to react to the top team in the Western Conference? And then just out of nothing, fight their way back. Doesn't even think Ty Cerrito. And that is a classy finish there from Aloskar. Side foot, nothing Vegas can do. You think this game is going to end 1-1. Grant Stoneman has other ideas. First good save there from Diaz, and then takes an awkward bounce, catches the goalkeeper off. But give credit to the center back. First to react, throws his body around. It's an acrobatic finish against the Roots. All 3 points are going to the Loyal, right? No, Emer Clemente has something to say again. Venom in that pass, purpose in that pass. And talk about headers. Carlson's going to have something to say. It's a header straight off of Italy, straight out of Serie A, to give this Oakland Roots to claw back and to split the points between the Oakland Roots and the San Diego Loyal. What a match.
Here's a look at the full-time stats brought to you by Puma. These numbers were a lot different at halftime. There was maybe, I think, 5 combined shots. We end with 27. We end with 4 goals. Absolutely wild one here tonight.
And I think a draw is an even match, an even scoreline further between these two teams. They're just hard fought. So much talent on the side for Oakland Roots. You're trying to get those first 3 points. You look till Saturday, San Diego Loyal. You're going to feel hard done by leaving those 2 points on the table, getting that equalizer up a man in the 94th minute. But San Diego Loyal, you have a lot to play for in this 2022 season. You have still on top of the Western Conference. It's going to be really interesting to see what Coach Donovan says and how they bounce back.
For San Diego, they'll feel they dropped 2 points tonight. For Oakland, they'll feel they stole one. That's 3 hard-fought draws in a row now for a root side against New Mexico, against Tampa Bay, against San Diego. Unfortunately, we will not see these two teams against each other until August 24th, which is a shame because it is always a lot of fun when the Roots and San Diego meet. That'll do it for us tonight from Laney College. For our broadcast partner, Ricky Lopez-Espin, I'm Joe Malfa saying good night from Oakland.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.